The power of now. Most of us believe our lives are happening somewhere else, after the next achievement, after the next problem is solved, after the future finally arrives. But what if the very thing you are searching for, peace, clarity, freedom, has never been missing at all? What if it has been quietly waiting in the only place life has ever existed, this moment? Take a breath, let the noise settle, and discover the power that has been here all along, the power of now. Introduction. The origins of the teaching. Eckhart Tolle opens by describing his own inner crisis and awakening. After years of depression and anxiety, he experienced a sudden shift in consciousness in which his sense of identity collapsed. What remained was a deep stillness and peace. From this experience, he discovered that suffering is created by identification with thought, especially thoughts about the past and future. The introduction establishes the book's central premise. The present moment is all that truly exists. Psychological suffering arises from living mentally outside the now. Enlightenment is not an intellectual achievement, but a shift in awareness. The rest of the book explores how to access this state of presence and live from it. Chapter 1. You are not your mind. The voice in the head. Tolle explains that most people experience a constant stream of internal commentary, thoughts, judgments, memories, and worries. This mental noise dominates attention and often goes unnoticed. The key insight is that you are aware of these thoughts, which means you are not the thoughts themselves. Awakening begins when you notice the voice in your head without being pulled into it. Ego as a false sense of self. The ego is the identity formed through thoughts, emotional reactions, roles, labels, and personal stories. The ego needs problems, comparisons, and conflict to survive. It thrives on separation, me versus others, freedom from the mind. Freedom comes not from stopping thoughts forcibly, but from disidentifying with them. When thoughts are observed rather than believed, their grip weakens. Key takeaway. Awareness is already free. You don't need to improve yourself, only to stop confusing yourself with mental activity. Chapter 2. Consciousness, the way out of pain, emotional pain, and the pain body. Tolle introduces the concept of the pain body, an accumulation of unresolved emotional pain from the past. The pain body can become activated by situations, thoughts, or relationships and temporarily take over behavior. When active, it feeds on negative thoughts, emotional reactions, conflict, and drama, breaking identification with pain. Pain continues when it is resisted or justified. The way out is conscious presence, feeling the pain directly without mental stories. When pain is observed rather than acted out, it loses momentum, it transforms into awareness, it dissolves over time. Pain as a teacher. Suffering can force people into presence by making unconscious living unbearable. In this way, pain can become a gateway to awakening rather than an enemy. Chapter 3. Moving deeply into the now. Time as psychological illusion. Clock time is useful for practical purposes, but psychological time, living mentally in past or future, is the source of anxiety, regret, and stress. The past exists only as memory. The future exists only as imagination. Only the now is real. Ending the search for fulfillment in the future. Many people believe happiness will come later, after success, achievement, or resolution of problems. This postpones life indefinitely. True peace cannot be found in future outcomes because it only exists in present awareness. Accessing the now. The present moment is always available, but the mind avoids it. Simple practices include noticing the breath, feeling the body, paying attention to sensory perception. These anchor awareness in the now. Chapter 4. Mind Strategies for Avoiding the Now. Unconscious Patterns. The mind resists the present moment because presence dissolves ego. Common avoidance strategies include constant thinking, excessive planning, dwelling on problems, addiction to drama. Ordinary unconsciousness versus deep unconsciousness. Ordinary unconsciousness is mild identification with thought. Deep unconsciousness includes intense negativity, fear, or aggression. The more unconscious a person is, the more they avoid stillness. Acceptance as the key. Resistance to what is creates suffering. Acceptance does not mean liking a situation, but not arguing with reality internally. When resistance ends, clarity and appropriate action arise naturally. Chapter 5. The State of Presence. What presence is. Presence is not a trance or special state. It is alert awareness without thought dominance. Thoughts may still appear, but they no longer define identity. In presence, attention is relaxed but sharp. Emotions flow without sticking. Inner peace is felt beneath activity. The joy of being. Beyond pleasure and pain is a quiet joy that comes from simply being. This joy does not depend on external conditions. This state is often felt as spaciousness, stillness, aliveness. Presence in daily life. Presence can be practiced during ordinary activities, walking, listening, washing dishes. Life becomes less stressful and more vivid when fully inhabited. Chapter 6. The Inner Body. Entering the inner body. Tolle emphasizes awareness of the inner body, the subtle energy or aliveness felt inside the physical form. Focusing on the inner body anchors awareness in the now, interrupts compulsive thinking, strengthens presence. The body as a gateway. The body always exists in the present moment, making it an ideal entry point into awareness. Regular inner body awareness helps prevent emotional pain from accumulating. Chapter 7. Portals into the Unmanifested. What the unmanifested is. The unmanifested refers to the formless source behind all forms, pure consciousness itself. This dimension can be accessed through stillness, silence, spaciousness, deep presence. Silence and space. Silence is not just absence of sound. It is the awareness behind sound. Space is not emptiness, but the condition that allows form to exist. Noticing silence and space deepens awareness beyond form. Chapter 8. Enlightened Relationships. Relationships as spiritual practice. Relationships often activate the ego and pain body. Instead of avoiding this, Tolle suggests using relationships as a mirror for unconscious patterns. Conflict reveals ego identification, emotional attachments, hidden expectations. From need-based love to presence-based love. Ego-based relationships are driven by need, fear, and possession. Presence-based relationships are rooted in wholeness and acceptance. True love arises from being, not needing. Honoring aloneness. Healthy relationships include space and independence. Inner completeness allows relationships to flourish without clinging. Chapter 9. Beyond happiness and unhappiness, there is peace. The limits of happiness. Happiness based on circumstances is unstable. When conditions change, happiness fades. Peace, however, is unconditional and arises from acceptance of the present moment. The deeper dimension. Even when sadness or difficulty arises, a deeper peace can remain present underneath emotions. This peace is not the absence of problems, but the absence of resistance. Chapter 10. The Meaning of Surrender. What surrender really means. Surrender is not passivity or defeat. It is inner non-resistance to what is. Externally, action may still occur, but it arises from clarity rather than reactivity. Power of acceptance. When the present moment is fully accepted, mental conflict ends. Energy becomes available. Transformation happens naturally when life flows more effortlessly when surrendered
to the now. Conclusion: living the teaching. The book ends by reinforcing that enlightenment is not a future goal. It is available now through awareness, presence, and acceptance. The teaching is not something to believe, but something to live and experience directly. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring you more valuable content to help you grow, think bigger, and lead better. Thank you.